You're watching Cartell TV and I'm Simone.
Land Rover, and especially Range Rover, have carefully built the reputation of creating vehicles that marry two things unthinkable a few decades ago. Their vehicles are at the very top of off-road ability and comfort and elegance.
The latest Range Rover Sport that I have here continues the tradition. It's the facelift version of the Range Rover Sport, so it has a bit more power, more equipment added to the already impressive list, and some minor niggles have been ironed out. If you're looking for an amazing luxury SUV that's also a beast off-road, then the latest Sport should be perfect for you. So, let's see if it is.
The boxy styling is still present, with sharp yet elegant lines. The front has a small grille at the top and a bumper that shows off its off-road heritage.
I like that it looks simple and elegant, but also reassuringly rugged. You'll notice that the headlights have also been redesigned.
They're full LED, of course, as are the tail lights.
Speaking of the rear, this bumper has been redesigned as well.
Yes, the design is nice, and it's a Range Rover.
But in case that wasn't a big enough statement in itself, they decided to add some "hello, look at me" features, like the black panoramic roof, red metallic paint, and carbon fibre trimmings that I have here. Hello, look at me.
But despite the bells and whistles, the whole idea is still the same. Rugged, boxy and reassuring.
Exactly what Range Rover cars have been like since, well, pretty much forever.
The engine in this model is a 3-litre twin-turbo with 229 kilowatts and 700 newton metres of torque, the latter available from 1500 revs. Official fuel consumption is 7 litres per 100 kilometres, although we found that this is a little bit optimistic.
Still, I'm not aware of many Range Rover owners who are that worried about 1 or 2 litres of petrol.
The engine won't break any speed records, but it is more than you'll ever need. It has the towing capacity of 3,500 kilograms and it pushes the 2.2 tonnes of body to 100 in just 7.3 seconds. So definitely not sluggish.
But the reality is that most Range Rover Sports will spend the majority of their time peacefully cruising or off-road, and for that the 3-litre diesel is perfect.
For those of you, like me, who do want to take them off-road, you get the terrain control system that turns your Range Rover Sport into a weapon tailored for the particular terrain you may be on.
It adjusts a number of features to adapt the systems for that particular terrain.
Range Rover vehicles have always set benchmarks for off-road ability, and the latest Sport is no different. Aside from the loads of features you'd expect, such as low range and locking differential, there are also fancy off-road perks such as low-speed cruise control and
the coolest sonar sensors that test if the water in front of you is less than 85 centimetres deep. Yep, this thing has a wading depth of 85 centimetres.
As for the cruising part, it is quiet, refined, stable, imposing, packed with luxury. It's just perfect.
There's a lot of power that's delivered instantly as soon as you press the pedal, but on relaxed rides, it's quite quiet and elegant. And this is the smaller V6.
There's also a V8, but with this one being so good, I'm not really sure there's a practical purpose to the V8. There is the Prestige one, however.
Air suspension is standard, so any road imperfections are soaked up with ease. But before you go wild, remember that replacement parts for this system can be very pricey.
It's also paired with an 8-speed automatic that complements the engine perfectly.
Now before I start with the interior, I have to mention a feature that I love. Now the Sport is quite a high vehicle, which can make getting in and out a little bit difficult, especially for children. So this is why when you open the door, the Sport's air suspension lowers the car to make getting in easier. How cool is that?
The inside got a bit of a revamp last year as well, and it now includes the infotainment system that we've already seen in the wonderful Velar. It's still got the general idea of large angled surfaces, but it looks like the design has improved on the slightly outdated look of its predecessor.
It simply shifted from classic elegance to contemporary elegance. But that's the thing with the Range Rovers. You get that plush feel the instant you enter them.
Of course, the materials are as good as they can be, fit and finish are impeccable, Meridian sound system is amazing, and colour patterns give you a lot of room to find the one that suits your personal preference.
Customisation options are huge, and you know what? If you're paying that hefty Range Rover price tag, you might as well add your own personal flair to it.
It's not all about the looks. Storage solutions are ample. This model now has an upped glove box and an additional deep bin under the cup holders in the central console.
There's so many places to hide things around the front cabin. Oh, hello.
Under the armrest, you can get an optional refrigerator, and there are all the standard bins, pockets, trays, bottle and cup holders.
The front of the Sport is very roomy, but not so much in the back. Again, I have giraffe legs, so I can't really see myself being too comfortable on long journeys, unless I just distract myself with a TV.
Now remember, the Sport is a smaller version of its far more expensive big brother, so for more rear legroom, get the bigger, more expensive brother.
As usual, Range Rover cars have flat floors in the rear with no transmission tunnel taking up space. Furthermore, the rear seats recline for added comfort.
Another great feature is the folding armrest for the rear seats.
You fold the first part to access cup holders and storage bin, but fold the second part and you've got direct access to the boot.
Speaking of the boot, it's not huge, but it's very practical with a nice square shape and no load lip whatsoever.
The smaller boot and the lack of load lip are both consequences of the fact that under the boot floor, you can find 2 more seats or a proper full-size spare.
Of course, the seats split 60-40 and fold almost flat for even more space.
You can lift the car's air suspension by pushing this button.
What's surprisingly unsatisfactory are the door bins. They are large and they look good when you look at them, but look at this.
Now, when you close the door, these very wide and accommodating seats can restrict access to the door bins, and they're also quite narrow, making them a lot less practical. For example, this is not mine, I don't advocate plastic water bottle use. However, for the purposes of my demonstration, you can see how narrow they are. They won't fit your water bottle.
And to make things worse, it's the same for all 4 doors.
Also, rear windows don't roll down all the way. It's not a major downside, but it does bother me, so why not complain a little bit?
Interior tech starts with dual 10-inch touchscreens that come to life when you start the car. The top one includes navigation and infotainment functions, and the lower one is used for climate control, seats and vehicle settings.
In all honesty, they look awesome, even when they're off, because that smooth, dark surface bordered by the chrome really adds to that elegance that I mentioned earlier.
What I had a feeling I wouldn't like is the fact that the lower screen functions mean I have to take my eyes off the road.
And that is true. For example, the things you'll use the most, like fan and temperature, are set up using these dials, which are even lower.
The screens continue with a 12.3-inch interactive driver display, which is high resolution and in full colour. It has several different layouts that you can use to make the best of all the options in this car right in front of you.
I still would have preferred Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but maybe they're not posh enough.
The interior is filled with smart and stylish design solutions, such as this mirror adjuster that looks great, feels great, is located in the best possible place and is very easy to use.
These kind of things make it feel really special. Attention to detail, people. That's why you can charge more than $180,000 for this particular model. What, you think the mirror adjuster isn't cool enough? Well, how about this gesture-controlled opening of the panoramic sunroof?
Expectedly, the Range Rover Sport includes loads of advanced safety features such as hill start assist, dynamic stability control, electronic traction control, roll stability control, cornering brake control, gradient acceleration and release control, hill descent control, rain sensors, automatic headlights, auto dimming mirrors, electric parking brake, emergency brake assist, front and rear parking sensors, rear view camera, emergency braking, lane departure warning, trailer stability assist, as well as a great number of optional features such as surround camera, park pack and loads more.
So, is there anything bad about the Range Rover Sport aside from minor things like door pocket access or what my hair is doing right now in this wind?
Well, together with the badge prestige and the latest tech, you also get a bit of recent history that tells about numerous recalls and reliability issues. Just like Mercedes in the early 2000s, Range Rover takes those issues seriously and upgrades reliability with every new model year.
This could easily be the one that turns the tide in this respect, because in every other respect, the Range Rover Sport is at the top of the industry. Thanks for watching CarTell TV. Now make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button. So what do you think of the Range Rover Sport? Or what car would you pick over it? Let us know in the comments below.